afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Libra for the new moon, which is in Libra, and the sun is in Libra. So it's all about Libra this week. And we also have Mercury in retrograde. So it's a very interesting energetic time. With the sun and the moon both being in Libra, that really is creating a powerful alignment for us to balance the inner and outer self. Is the expression of your outer self in alignment with your inner self, or are you wearing a bunch of masks and are you out of balance? Do you need to be, brought into an alignment? Now, the other thing that's going on here is that Libra, being the new moon, is really going to help us focus on relationships, friends, new relationships, new friends, love, connections, problem solving, solving conflicts between people. And it's really trying to push us to look at the future, okay? Not the past. But the interesting thing is, because Mercury retrograde is happening, that's trying to get you to look at the past. So there's this interesting tug of war going on energetically between the future and the past. And where will you put your focus? Where are you setting your sights? This new moon really wants you to set your sights on your goals so that you can create a foundation for your future based on your vision, not the past, right? As long as we keep envisioning the past in the future, then things going to change. So let's see what the major themes are for Libra during this new moon in Libra while the sun is in Libra. It's very Libra focused. Happy birthday to any Libras watching. It's your birthday today. Let's see, any other messages for Libra? Okay, we've got, let's see what we got. 2 cards, okay. You're very close to achieving your goal and step outside of your comfort zone, North Node. Interesting. You're very close to achieving a goal here, Libra. It's funny. Sometimes we can be so close to achieving something and not see it. We still think it's so far away. But really it's right there. Interesting. And to, hiccups. And to step outside of your comfort zone. Interesting. What's so great about that comfort zone you're in, Libra? Ooh, excuse me. Okay, let's see what energies are coming in to support Libra as they go through their week. In the energy of the new moon in Libra, sun's in Libra, you're a Libra. Lots of action for Libras here. You're very close to achieving your goal. Step outside of your comfort zone. What will support Libra there? Inner peace. Shine light in darkness. Stay balanced within the turmoil. Maintain a peaceful heart and be a beacon for others. Practice equanimity. Interesting. So really getting the inner self balanced. That seems to be the focus for you right now, Libra, is getting that inner self in balance. This is interesting, and seeing that you're being asked to step outside of your comfort zone as well. So that's intriguing. So stepping outside of the comfort zone because you're so close to achieving a goal. This is not the time to shy away, Libra, but it is the time to bring inner peace and balance to that inner self, maintaining a peaceful heart and be a beacon for others. Interesting. Okay, let's jump into the tarot cards here to see what the story is for Libra as they move through their week. And you're so close. You're so close to something, Libra. Do you feel like you're so close? I feel like you don't. For some reason, I feel like being in your comfort zone is keeping you sort of unaware of the fact that you're actually really close to achieving a goal, and that it's just your inner environment that needs your attention, needs peace. Yeah, inner environment. There's that Hermit card. And it's because your external self is so pooped. Because you are about to finish a cycle here and receive the judgment you've been waiting for, and that's all you can, that's on your mind. You're thinking about that quite a lot, and perhaps the reason you can't sense that you're so close to achieving your goal is because you're sort of overwhelmed by all the options ahead of you that you could take. The emotional. You're overwhelmed in an emotional way about the options ahead. And you're not quite sure if, you have the stuff. You're doubting yourself, right? You're not sure if you have the ability to have the new ideas to be a leader, but that something is really in your inner dialogue is really saying, hey, we should do this, we should do this. It's like you have this really creative, inspired idea, but you don't have the faith in yourself, which is why that inner peace is being brought in. Lovers on the bottom of the deck, which suggests that you need to make a choice about being vulnerable. I feel like that's a big deal for you, Libra. Are you willing to be vulnerable, to step outside of that comfort zone? I mean, when you look at this Lovers card, Libra, these people are naked. Okay? And so that's pretty vulnerable. That's out there. That's pretty vulnerable and outside of that comfort zone. So that really makes me think that that's a problem right now for you. Stepping outside of that comfort zone is creating an element of risk that you are not ready to tackle yet. And when I see the Hermit here crossed with the Nine of Wands, that does make me think that you could be very close to achieving a goal of some kind, because you're at your reflection of your experience to gain wisdom is sort of being challenged by the idea that you're pooped physically, you're exhausted. And so if you're exhausted because you're just about to finish a cycle, that tells me that you're close to the end of something, and that it's time to sort of take a step back to ready that inner environment, okay? To ready the inner environment, to make the inner environment more peaceful, less judgmental. For some reason, I feel like maybe you're really your own inner critic. You've got to tell that inner critic enough, in a sense. I feel like that's creating an imbalance and not allowing you to have the full expression of yourself, because you might be afraid to be vulnerable. You also might be afraid of the idea of not being successful. I feel like you have this feeling of like, well, if I put myself out there and it doesn't work, then I look foolish. Well, no one thinks you look foolish. I feel like that's your inner critic talking. I feel like your inner critic is saying to you, you're foolish. If you try, you're not going to succeed. Stay in your comfort zone, right? And then Spirit is coming here to say to you, no, step out of your comfort zone. This is almost done. You're almost at the point where you're going to achieve your goal. You just have to keep going and keep believing in yourself, Libra, and develop an inner sanctuary through sort of withdrawing from the outside world to really recoup, to get ready, to choose, right? You've got the Seven of Cups here in reverse, which says to me that you're not able to see the path that leads to your higher self because your inner environment is too full of that inner critic, inner judgment, self-limiting beliefs. This is a time where you need to tap into that imagination and just go for it. This Eight of Wands in the upcoming future is giving you the green light. It's saying, do it. Whatever's in your imaginative mind as an idea or an inspiration of a path you want to walk, it's true, right? This is an 8. So it's like, believe in the truth of your inspiration. Believe in the truth of your imagination. And I feel like that's going to happen in the future. Upcoming energy here. You're waiting on a judgment. This is interesting. You're waiting on a judgment, though. What judgment are you waiting for? Are you waiting for the answer about something before you move forward with something else? Is that what's going on? That could be why the inner environment maybe is hesitating, because you're like, I don't know if this is the time to take a risk. I don't want to have losses. I feel like your outer expression is very worried about loss. You're worried about loss in the physical world, like loss of prosperity, loss of security, loss of I belong. You're concerned about losing instead of focusing on winning. Like, it's all about your inner perception here. This inner peace card really makes me like yeah, this is it for you. It says, especially this line here, it says, stay balanced within turmoil, maintain a peaceful heart. I feel like right now your heart is full of worry and doubt, not peace. You know what I mean? And you're constantly wondering, will I have enough? Will there be enough? Once I spend these coins, that's it, they're gone. So it's like you want to feel prosperous, but you have this belief that you keep reinforcing that you're not enough. And so as long as you do that, Libra, this is not going to feel like you want to step out of your comfort zone. But man, I don't want to be in your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is saying to you some things about prosperity and loss that feel really heavy. Your comfort zone doesn't feel terribly comfortable right now, Libra. Is it comfortable for you? Does it feel comfortable? I think the idea is patterns, not comfort. I don't think you find your inner space to be too comfortable right now. I think it's just familiar. And it's a pattern that you've established where you have certain thoughts that are very critical. And perhaps this judgment is self-imposed, but I feel like you're also waiting on an outcome. But even that outcome that you're waiting on, what sort of, like, what do you envision when you think about receiving that outcome? Are you envisioning that it's going to be a loss? That the outcome is not going to be in your favor? Are you envisioning that you're not going to have enough? You know, it's interesting. Right now, at this point, you're challenging your ability. You're challenging your own ability to create the sustainable future that you desire. The one that speaks to you. The one that really inspires you. You're your own enemy right now, in a sense. And I don't like the word enemy, but I feel like it's, because it feels combative. It's not combative. It's like you're your own obstacle. There we go. That's better. You're your own obstacle right now, Libra. You're standing in your way by using familiar patterns that, to be honest, don't serve you. And I think that's why this Seven of Cups is in reverse, because really the path forward is the path of your higher self. It's not really one that's going to necessarily elicit an emotional trigger. It's going to be the one that feels like inner peace. You know what I mean? Some of these are distractors, right? Some of the items in this cup are not from your higher self. They're distractors to see, are you going to choose your ego or your higher self? Are you going to choose worry or are you going to choose peace? It's interesting. It's very interesting. I feel like the guidance for you during this new moon is to evaluate the inner environment, okay? And to look to see what in the shadow of no sun, right? Like when the new moon is present, there's nothing illuminating the surface of the moon because the sun and the moon are sort of slapped on top of each other. So the idea here is, in the darkness, in the space of no masculine energy, what is the inner environment saying to you? That moon vibe, the feminine energy of your intuition, what is it saying to you? Without that decisive need to pick a direction of the sun, right? How can you achieve inner peace during this new moon period? By envisioning your future without it being based on your past. And that might sound like, what is she talking about, right? You might be saying to yourself, Libra, what is she talking about? My past creates my future. Well, as long as you believe that, you're correct. You know, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you cannot, you are correct. So why not believe you can? You know what I mean? Why not believe in this powerful intuition coming through? Why not? You know, Libra, why not? I feel like that inner tranquility and practicing that inner peace is going to really help you shed light in darkness. And right now, the darkness is all about you reflecting to see the wisdom of your experiences that have passed, the ones that you're closing out. Interesting. Okay, let's see, to close this reading for Libra, what is the final guidance here for Libra as they move through their week with this energy of the new moon moon in Libra, the sun's in Libra, you're a Libra. Okay, let's see here. Interesting. Well, that would do it. That would bring inner peace, forgiveness. Yeah, there's something that needs to be forgiven here. Maybe someone needs to be forgiven, or maybe you need to forgive yourself. It says here, healing comes from acceptance. Help me to fully accept what is, known that this alone will open me to the new. Exactly. You've got to forgive yourself, or to forgive something, an experience, a person. It just needs to be let go of. It needs to be forgiven so it can be healed and released. And then that will remove any sort of obstacles that you might be feeling, Libra. Forgiveness. Forgive others, forgive yourself. Holding the space of forgiveness is going to allow healing, acceptance, and inner peace. You know what I mean? This is the guidance here for you, is you're so close to your goal. You're so close to your goal. You need to heal something. Something needs forgiveness and healing so that you can move forward and feel the new right here. Open me to the new. You know? Very interesting. I'm going to leave it at that for you, Libra. Now, if this has resonated and you would like a personal reading, my email's in the description below. And as always, thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and watching. And we will see you again very soon for another reading. Sending you lots of love and light, my friends.